Let me give you a story. A story of a businessman. Let's call this businessman Salim. So Salim walked into a bank and wanted a loan that was going to make him generate more sales. He was asked to produce some financial records. The records were supposed to prove to the bank that the business is actually profitable and can be able to pay back the loan. Guess what? Salim did not have any business records. And that is how Salim missed a chance to do business because he was denied that loan. Have you ever had such a scenario yourself? Have you gone to a financial institution and you're asked to produce some financial statements that you couldn't? Stay with me as I'm going to talk about why we need to keep business records. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of having business records. Look at the story of Salim. He missed an opportunity to do more sales and grow his business just because he couldn't produce financial records. That is one reason as to why we need to have business record. We need to demonstrate to the lenders or to even financial partner that we have a business that is viable, a business that is profitable, a business that can be able to pay back your investment and a return on top of it. The other reason as to why we need to keep business record is for you as a business owner, you are able to control your cash. You can't control your cash if you do not know what you're doing. So you need to keep business record of what comes into the business, what goes out of the business. And by doing that, you'll have a very good overview of your inflows and outflows, and you can be able to control your cash. The other reason, and I had mentioned this previously, is you're able to see if your business is progressing. You cannot measure progress if you do not record it. So if you record, let's say in a month, you make sales of, let's say, 50,000. And then the next month, you make sales of 20,000. For you, you'll see that you've been selling. But if you do not have records, you can't be able to tell if you made few sales this month than the previous month. If you are recording, then you'll be able to measure that progress. You'll be able to see which are the products that I sold the most, which are the products I sold the least. And you'll be able to put in strategies that would enable you to make more sales and grow your business. The other reason as to why you need to keep business records is to plan for the future of that business. The same way we budget for our personal finances. I'm sure majority of you do budget. When you get money, you know a certain percentage will go to needs, a certain percentage will go to savings or investments, a certain percentage will go to emergencies. The same way you budget for your personal finances, you're supposed to budget for your business finances. You're supposed to do projection for your business. You need to know this year or this month or this week, I project to do this number of sales and I project to generate this much revenue. You can never be able to project if you do not have a history of your business environment. If you keep records, you have a place to refer to. Let's say you want to project for the whole year. Then you have a place to refer to see how were sales last year in June. So by doing that, then you'll be able to know how to project for next year in June. And lastly, you can be able to comply with all the regulations if you have business records. The taxman could be at your door seeing you selling, and then they come with so many questions. You will not even know what exactly they are trying to find out. But they are looking at tax liability for your business. Without records, you'll be giving incorrect information. With that incorrect information, chances are you may omit some of your expenses, or you may even not know exactly how much you sold, and you will be given a bill to pay taxes which is higher than what you're supposed to pay. So ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very important to keep business records. Don't take it for granted. There are many records you need to maintain, but I'm going to share 4 minimum that at the very bare minimum you need to have. The first record is cash transaction. Have a register where you record all your cash transactions. What you have sold, what has come in, what you have paid out. Have a record of all that. The next record is your sales record. Sales could be either in form of cash or in form of credit. Make sure you record all the sales. Let's take an example that you run a shop and somebody comes there to buy a loaf of bread on credit. You give that person a loaf of bread and they're supposed to pay you 100 shillings. So because you didn't record, maybe you have forgotten, or maybe that person came the following day and gave you the 100 shillings. And then you don't know if that person has actually paid you or not because you have no record of it. Then you end up quarreling with that person. Wewe umenipatia, mimi nimekupatia, wewe hujanilipa, all that. So you see, you end up losing a customer just because you don't have your record. The third minimum record you need to have is the costs that you're incurring in your business. Make sure you are recording all the costs, whether you have paid for the costs or they are liabilities in your business. And lastly, you need to have details of your debtors and your creditors. Your debtors are those people that you have given things on credit, either it's an item or a service. And your creditors are those people that have given you items on credit or even money. Make sure you have those 4 records at the very bare minimum and see how your business is going to go to the next phase just because you have records. I hope and believe you have learned why you need to keep business records and what are the minimum records you need to have for your business. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week.